Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the JY podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about Titans season 3, more specifically, their representation of Red Hood. The first few episodes came out a few days ago, and they introduced Red Hood into the show, and we thought that Red Hood in the show was like severely lacking, and it wasn't like where it should be, and so we wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, so ever since they introduced Jason Todd in the first season, I feel like most fans were kind of waiting for like his slow build up to his fall as Red Hood. I know I was. And I feel like the first two seasons were slowly kind of going towards that direction. Then it just came out of nowhere in season three in these first three episodes. I think the crowbar scene was the stupidest scene of all, which was the one scene I was anticipating the most because I just love that moment in the comics and in the animated movie. And the fact that literally Jason goes to like some circus, walks around, Joker comes from behind and beats him. We don't even see the Joker's face. He doesn't even talk. And Jason doesn't even put up a fight. It's just a complete joke. And he comes back right away. Like, in the comics and stuff, he comes back like a year or two later. He comes back right away in this show. And it's such a disappointment.
Yeah, and I think it makes it even worse is that there's so much you could do with that. Like Jason Todd suddenly goes missing for a long period of time. You can see how that affects Batman. Spoiler: Batman retires in this show, and so you can maybe, if you wanted to have Batman retire, it would have been interesting to make him retire because he failed Jason. He's been looking for him for a while. They could never find him. You could have a separate plot line from what they wanted to do, like with the Titans trying to find Jason, and like they're getting increasingly desperate. They might even like tear the team apart because they're all trying to find them and they can't agree on how to find them. They could have done a lot, and it would have made it more like emotionally powerful when he comes back as this like somewhat evil like murderer. It would like devastate Batman, devastate the Titans, but instead he just gone back like quick as that. Didn't really affect the like anybody at all.
And also just the fact that it feels also quick. He gets hit with a crowbar, everything, and then he comes back like later that episode. What they should have done if they want to have Jason Todd this season is end the season with a cliffhanger of him getting killed by Joker, and then have him come later in this season as Red Hood and have time to like slowly kind of find out it's Jason, not reveal right away. And also, kind of a thing is, I know that in the comics, everything Joker kills Jason with a crowbar, but in this show, it really didn't feel like it made sense in the context. And in season two, they had a whole thing where they had Deathstroke capture him. And if he killed Jason instead, I feel like it would have honestly just worked better for this show. It just honestly was obvious they had Joker in there just for fan service because everyone would get angry if it was someone else. But just how fast this scene happened was stupid. It was like I don't know, like 30 seconds long. He got beat with the crowbar.
Yeah, and like some people might say like, oh, it doesn't really matter that much. But in the comics, that whole like I think it was a few months of torture from the Joker. That's the whole reason Red Hood is Red Hood. That's why he violently murders criminals. That's why he has severe PTSD. That's why he's a loose cannon. He like specifically hates the Joker. Like, they kind of just took away everything from him because they quickly wanted to have their cool edge character that they could have some cool scenes with him shooting and murdering people.
Also, Jason's kind of an anti-hero, and this show's pretty much gone. At the end of episode three, it's just gone beyond any chance of redemption for him, or even like working with the Titans. Spoilers again. If you haven't seen it, he kills Hank at the end of episode three, and I just feel like that was a stupid choice on their end. I don't know like why they're kind of going such a dark route, and it just all feels so quick, too fast. And I don't know if these later episodes are really gonna change like my thoughts about him because we still don't know how his whole resurrection is. Maybe that like kind of changed his emotions and everything. But these first three episodes have given me enough to just judge that this season is going to be pretty bad like the first two.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Killing Hawk, it kind of took away everything that he's supposed to be. Like, yeah, he kills people, but he's an anti-hero. He's still like the whole reason that he has a redemption arc in the first place is because all the other characters, they see the good in him. but now he's just a villain. And if you wanted a villain, why would you choose Red Hood? It really makes no sense. Because in the comics, like the trend is going towards him being a full blown hero. Like at the start, he was kind of villainy, but now he's basically just one of Batman's sidekicks now. So for them to just go in the complete opposite direction and just say like, yeah, he's a bad guy now after all that buildup is pretty pathetic. That they couldn't come up with anything more creative than just having him be a bad guy. So yeah, it's frustrating for sure.
Yeah, can we also just talk about the fact that Batman kills Joker in the first episode? There's like so many things wrong with that with me. I think a main thing is I kind of wanted Red Hood to be around while the Joker's there too. Because Red Hood is kind of like, in a way, he does what Batman won't. He kind of takes out these criminals and kills them. So you can kind of like see where he's coming from. But when you have now Batman killing, it just, yeah, they're gonna just go down this route where Red Hood's just pure villain. And I would have just loved to kind of see that confrontation, kind of like in the animated movie Under the Red Hood, where like Jason's arguing that just Batman needs to kill the Joker, and Batman's like refusing because of his no kill rule. But that's not going to happen now because they just want to have another edgy Batman that kills. Like every live action Batman has killed.
Yeah, it's just I think with most of the because like okay, I'm not gonna pretend that the other seasons were good. Like the show was not great. A lot of the characters like have deviated from the comics in not good ways, and so I think like the easiest one that could you can keep consistent is Batman. You know, like you can screw with Robin, Nightwing, like Beast Boy, whatever. You can screw with whoever you want. But Batman, the only thing you have to do to make him a good character is to just like be edgy and not kill anybody. And they screwed that up. And so I think that just sets a precedent for the rest of however long this show lasts.
Yeah, it's honestly just kind of irritating how this whole no kill Batman rule thing it's just not been happening in live action. I was really hoping in this show they'd kind of go down that route, but like after the season one finale, I kind of figured at the same time this Batman kills. And yeah, there's just really nothing going for Red Hood now because of this. And I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the rest of the season. I might finish this whole Red Hood arc, but I just really feel like it's gonna be another weak season, and there's no point in wasting my time when there's like other good shows I can watch.
I definitely agree. And I think it's funny that you mentioned a Red Hood arc because, you know, how does this arc end? Honestly, with the way things are going, okay. So you know they killed Hawk, like of the Hawk and Dove duo, who is the violent one. Then you got Dove, who's the peaceful one. I think the only thing that makes any sort of sense is that if Dove breaks her rule of no killing and then kills Red Hood for killing Hawk, but then doesn't that just create a circle of violence? Like just every character becomes a violent like murderer. That's kind of against like pretty much all the DC comics and what most DC fans I don't know if that's what they like, but it's like what DC fans have come to expect. Are they really just gonna make every single character a killer now? Because if so, I think they're really just scraping the bottom of the barrel of stuff to do.
Yeah, this whole Titans team just feels really edgy. And if they do kill Jason this season, I'm honestly gonna be kind of disappointed. Like, I don't know what they can do. Maybe like just get rid of him for a bit. I don't know, have him be arrested or something. But I feel like he should be like a reoccurring character. When you have like 2 seasons worth of kind of building him up towards Red Hood, and then all that just get resolved like this first half of the season, it's just really gonna just be stupid, and it's not gonna feel like it was worth the build up. I don't know, like have his arc be resolved somehow, but don't give his rid of his character completely.
Yeah, they've definitely put themselves in a difficult position. And it almost kind of makes me think they weren't planning ahead that far. And obviously they were, like, you can't make a show without planning ahead. But I don't think they put too much thought into their plan, whatever it may be. And so it really just shows that the show writer and whoever's running this whole operation really just isn't competent at their at their job. Like just all signs are pointing to this show this season being a complete failure.
Yeah, I think the writers just really couldn't wait anymore to have Red Hood, and they were just like, screw it, we're gonna have him this season. And it just feels like all fan service between having Red Hood come so quick this season and how they had Joker in here just, for the sake of comic accuracy. Like you said, these writers are clearly not competent. I was hoping for new writers this season, but that's clearly not the case. Um, and I really don't see this show getting any better. It's had 3 seasons to do this. Obviously, this season had to finish, but from these first 3 episodes, I can just judge already that it's going to be like the other two. And yeah, I'm just really disappointed with the route they've gone with Red Hood, especially because this is the first live action version of him.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. That's like this is his one shot. Like a lot of people, they don't read comics or like watch animated movies. This could be the first time they've ever seen Red Hood, and this is what they're getting. They think he's some minor villain that uses guns. That is really upsetting if you think about it like that.
Yeah, I think we said pretty much everything we wanted to say. We're probably going to watch the 4th episode, see further where they go with this Red Hood arc, and we'll probably have an update video if we think it's gotten better or if it's just as bad. And thanks for watching, and let us know what you think of how they handled Red Hood this season.